So what I'm going to do in this video is just quickly look at some bearings. So as you know, I'm doing a 3.2 Carrera engine, and these are the bearings from the crankshaft and these are the bearings from the rods. And a lot of people keep talking about doing a top end rebuild only, and I don't know why. Well, I do. They want to save money, and they think, well, there's nothing wrong with the engine, so I don't need to do it. These are the main bearings from the crankshaft, and look, for all intents and purposes, they don't look too bad. I mean, there has been some shit that's gone through them, so let's have a bit of a look. So I'm going to use the phone over here because I think it's got a better camera. So you can see there's a few marks, but that's, to be honest, I don't think that's anything to be really concerned with. Good focus there, that's nice. That's the flywheel bearing, or number one. This is number two. So as you can see, number two, a little bit of stuff's gone through it and it's sort of worn down a little bit. Number three is about the same. You can see like a bit of a wear patch here. See how there's... See if I pull the camera around this way, it might be better in the light. There we go. Here's number four. It's number five. Number six. See all those little spotty marks there? That's where stuff or some trash has sort of embedded itself in the surface of the bearing. Don't know if I can get... Oh yeah, I can get a bit closer with the phone. It's not too bad. It's number seven. So look, they don't look too bad. They are original Porsche bearings. Now the way you can tell these are Porsche bearings, on the face of the bearing, they're measured in 3 spots. So if you can just make out, I'll try and catch it in the light. So see those two here and here? So those are the marks where the bearing manufacturer measures them to see if they're within tolerance for the chosen application. So they do it in 3 spots. They do it here, here, where you can't see it because it's been worn away, and on the other edge of the bearing you can see them. Can you see them? No, you can, they're just faint. Oh, hang on, just up here. Whoops, just up there. There you go, catch it in the light. So that's how you can tell they're genuine bearings. Now the funny thing is, I'm just going to go to my micrometer over here and turn it on. Now it's got a little ball bearing on the left hand side here, so it will measure the inside of the bearing, the curved surface. Look at that nice cup in the background. See, look at this cup. What a cool cup. You should check out, you should buy one of those. Then you can be cool and be the envy of all of your friends. Alright, so that micrometer's zeroed out. So these are nominally 2.5 millimeters thick. So 2.503. So even though that bearing does have some wear there, it is still thick, so to speak. That is the genuine bearing. Now let's look at the options. So the options are, you can go for aftermarket glycos, which are in the red box. Everybody's seen the red boxes here. For the glyco bearings, and these particular ones are made in Poland. I think you can get them in other countries like Germany and whatnot. So these ones are made in Poland. They look nice and they look like this. Okay, let's get the light back over here. They look fine. A few little marks from handling. They've got a little date on them. These are November 24. You can see that there. And let's put them in the micrometer and measure them. Hopefully you can read the numbers on the micrometer. If not, you'll just have to trust me when I read the numbers out. 2.490. So that's a full 0.01. That's a full 100th of a millimeter thinner than the old used ones. 2.489 on the outside. So that's the aftermarket Glyco bearing. So they're a bit thinner. And don't forget, because there's two of them, you're going to be 0.02 millimeters of greater clearance on your main bearings on the crankshaft. Now the third option is some genuine Porsche GT3 bearings. So these are the GT3 ones. They come in three flavours: red, yellow and blue. These are the reds. You can see a little bit of a red mark there on the side. I can't remember, all I know is that the red ones are the more affordable. I mean, they're all deathly expensive, but the blues and the yellows, well, the idea is that one of them is standard clearance, one of them is greater clearance, and one of them is meant to be tighter clearance. Everybody sells me the reds, and depending on who you speak to, one shop tells me that these are the tighter clearance ones, and the other shops tell me these are the greater clearance, so I honestly don't know. But again, these are genuine, but they're still made by Glyco. So if you look on the back here, you can see the, I don't know which one it is, I think it's the one in the triangle, that's the Glyco symbol. Or maybe it's that one there, there's a big G, I don't know what that is. So, again, these do have the little marks, the measurement marks. So see the little shiny spots there and there. And in the middle, can you, hang on, where's the camera on the phone? Whoop, where's the pen? So just, there you go, just there and there, if it will focus. There we go. And on the other end here. So you can just see, just faintly, those shiny spots. When you have the bearings in front of you, it's actually very, very easy. I'm just finding it difficult to work a camera and focus. There you go, you can see them there. Okay, so these are genuine GT3 bearings from Porsche, and let's go and put them in the micrometer as well. 2.502. Can you read that? I think you can read that. So 2.502. 2.502, 2.502. So the genuine Porsche ones, and I'll use this term for want of a better one, they're thicker than the aftermarket Glycos. So the old red box Glycos are thinner, and the old original bearings, believe it or not, which are 40 years old and have got all sorts of trash in them. If you look at the amount of trash that's in that bearing, these measure better than the new Glycos. So that's one thing. I mean, but again, would you reuse these? Look, that's totally up to you. I wouldn't do it. It's just not, I just can't bring myself to do that. But look, if you're rebuilding your own engine and you don't mind doing it a couple of times, you could probably use them again, I guess. My concern is that I don't know. The fact that these have been sitting in an engine for 40 odd years and done a couple of 100,000 miles and have been exposed to many, many, many heat cycles, I just don't know whether the crush of the bearing in the case will have been affected somewhat. Whether they've been, now that they've been relaxed and they've been pulled out of the case, I just don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about metallurgy and engineering to know whether that's a good idea or a bad idea. But I would rather use some new bearings, whether they're genuines or whether they're aftermarkets. If you go for the aftermarket ones, you're probably going to have a greater oil clearance. But, that's a discussion between you and your machinist or your machine shop, and you've got to come up with a plan for that to counter it. So that's looking at the main bearings. Let's look at the rod bearings. Now remember that the whole idea of this video is, should you do a top-end rebuild or not? So some people say, the engine's good, it's not leaking oil, or it's got good oil pressure, there's no need to do a top-end rebuild. Everyone says the 3-litre SCs are bulletproof, all sorts of stuff. I mean, I've heard it all. But again, from my point of view, I just wouldn't do it. Have I mentioned these cups? Check out this cup. I do some really cool t-shirts as well. I'll put a link down below for these really cool t-shirts. But let's look at these rod bearings. Now, bring the light over if I can. I've bent this light so many ways, I don't think it wants to bend anymore. Uh-oh. Okay, so here are the rod bearings here. So, look, again, the owner said it ran well and it had good oil pressure. I'll take his word for it. But the way I see it, these are a little bit worn. So obviously this is the bearing from top or the rod side that's pushing down on the crankshaft. And yep, there's some stuff happening there. And obviously some trash, you see the shinies, the scratches, some stuff's gone through the bearing. I actually can barely feel that with my fingernail. And that's the bottom, that's from the cap. So that's the trash that's gone through it, but nowhere near as much wear. Another one. I think I got these ones back to front. I got in a bit of a rush. But look, same one. They've all got the same. They're all pretty uniform. That one's had a lot of trash go through it. I mean, these are rod bearings from an engine that was running, and the only reason it's being rebuilt is for oil leaks. Is this normal? I don't know. Again, this isn't me telling you that I'm an expert and I'm telling you what to do. No, that's far from it. This is me sharing with you what I'm finding inside these engines as I pull them apart, and then you can decide what you do from there. And they're all genuine Porsche bearings, of course. You can see the date, 0886. And these are thinner. These are 1.5mm thick. Let's put one in the micrometer and just see how it fares. Now, let's put it on the part where there's no real obvious wear. What's that, 1.497? Now let's go to this part where that looks like there's a bit of wear. Now of course I can't feel it with my finger, but there you go, 1.489. So that's nearly 0.01 of a millimeter. So again, there's wear. I mean, look, I can do it with all the bearings, but when you run your fingertip across here, you can't I mean, to me, I can't feel anything there, but obviously that's just smooth. That's just been hogged out a little bit. Again, the crankshaft is fine. I believe this is quite soft, and the crankshaft itself, I believe, is nitrided, so it makes it very, very hard. And even though there's been a bit of trash that's gone through the bearing, remember the bearing is softer, and the crankshaft that came out of this looked absolutely perfect. So again, let's go back to the whole idea of this video. I mean, apart from me trying to spruik these really cool cups that are in time for Christmas, you know, buy yourself one, buy one for your partner, buy one for your friends. Apart from that, I really just wanted to share what I found in these engines, and just show you the main bearings over here, the rod bearings, and then the differences between the aftermarket glyco bearings in the red boxes, and then the expensive option, which is some genuine Porsche GT3 main bearings. Yeah, so I think that's what I would call the gold standard. The other option is you could also get these coated. I don't know how much thickness coating adds, but it all comes down to your case, your crankshaft, and what you're happy with. Because if you have clearances that are just a bit too large on your crankshaft and a bit too large on your rods, what you've got to remember is you've basically got 7 or 8 minor oil leaks, and that's going to reduce your oil pressure. Okay, so you don't want them too tight, but you obviously don't want them too loose either. So again, check out the cups online. I'll put a link down below. I've got some great t-shirts you can have a look at, and thanks for watching. If you found this to be of any value at all, please do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and if you could subscribe. There's plenty of you that are watching these videos that are not subscribed. It really does help me out. Thanks very much.